The finale, Forevermore. Well, they really impressed me with the finale on the last album. I want to see what they're gonna bring this time. That voice sounds awfully familiar. Oh my God! Bro, Will's been hanging out with fucking Elizabeth too much, bro. They're turning into a symphonic metal band. All right. Hear from Will is singing. I want to hear clean singing on a Lorna Shore album. I hope we get it. Like a burp. That was cool. How's he do this stuff with his voice? Is it time to buy a Lorna Shore hat? I think it is. Finally time, huh? Hopefully they got one. This is epic, dude. This album's fucking epic. so bad, bro. This album reminds me of Mechana for some reason. With the choirs and everything. Very reminiscent to Mechana. Especially the female vocals in this track as well. Gonna get a solo? I feel it. Yep, we're getting a solo. I knew we would. Yeah, this album is beautiful, man. It's gonna be epic. There it is. Breakdown? Wow, man. Closer with a piano. Nice. I like to add the little sample that Josh added there with the water. Very cool. Ooh, and a cello. Wow, man. Really awesome album. Really awesome album. I think this album made me a Lorna Shore fan. I didn't think I was ever going to be a fan of this band because I just thought they were just so generic sounding on the last album. I didn't really care for it. But this album, it turned me into a fan, honestly. I just loved how they were able to display the beauty of the ambience and symphony all in the album while adding their own element to the mix of technical, tech death, industrial kind of elements, black metal, deathcore. And a lot of this was in the major key versus the minor key that we got on Pain Remains, which is more of like a hopeful It's a hopeful album compared to the nihilistic approach of Pain Remains, as you said. Very awesome, dude. Very awesome evolution in their sound. Let's talk about it. What is my pause moment for this album? I think my pause moment is gonna go to this. It's brutal. Like, this breakdown is even more brutal than the one we got into the earth. And I love that breakdown. I fucking love that breakdown. But this breakdown, dude, it was just something about it. I love this. This is such a great track. Which leads me to my pause pick. My favorite song on this album, Death Can Take Me. I love the approach of technical guitars in this song. It just leads into that amazing fucking double breakdown in the end. I don't have anything else to say, dude. That blew me a fuck away on this album. My second favorite on this album is War Machine. I love the industrial aspect that they added on this, as well as the groove and the thrash elements from like Testament, Lamb of God, Pantera, old Fear Factory, and even newer Fear Factory as well in this one as well. I love the beginning, very, very ambient, very suspenseful, leading into that industrial era of machines taking over the world, kind of like a martial law kind of aspect. I love this. This is such a great track. And the solo. And then into the breakdown. Oh, was that breakdown? Yep, right here. God, and listen to the choir in the background, like a doomsday choir. I love it. It's fucking epic. This track is amazing. I love this track. I was gonna pick this for my first favorite, because if you know me, you know. If you know, you know. I fucking love industrial. Fear Factory is one of my favorite industrial bands ever. And this really brought out that vibe of the Genexus era, Church of Execution, I don't even know. It brought up Obsolete as well. But I really like this track a lot. And I think my third favorite on this album, just from relating to it as a person, is Glenwood. Glenwood really touched me.
Like yes, we could say our pride can end away. We've been lost in the world moment.
Yeah, this song is really good. This is their ballad, man. I love this. This is their ballad, and I think this is one of the best songs they have ever written, to be honest. It has so much depth to it. It has so much personal existence. If you come from a broken home, you will understand this. And a lot of people think that divorce homes are not a broken home. A divorced home is a broken home. I come from a broken family. I literally came from a broken family. 3.5 years old, my parents got divorced and absolutely fucking hated each other. They still hate each other. To this day, they hate each other. But I had to make it right when I became 20, I think it was 22. I make amends with my mom, and just, yeah. I relate to this track big time. And I really like this track a lot. I'm really glad you sent me the video in the stereo version. Thank you so much for sending me that. All right. Album MVP, dude. Without a doubt, the mastermind of this band. Not really the mastermind, but the lyricist. He's not just a vocalist, he's a lyricist. He speaks from his heart. He speaks for his fans. He's the voice of Lorna Shore, and that is William Ramos. He is a fucking genius at writing music, at writing lyrics. He can literally, dude, he's awesome. He's awesome. He's awesome, dude. Definitely the album MVP. Absolutely amazing human. And I hope one of these days I can bring him into our album reactions as a podcast and listen with him to his album or an album that he has written in the future. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed your music, Will, and thank you for writing these beautiful lyrics in this album. Similar artist for this album. I think the number one for this album is gonna go to, just from speaking through the personal experience. He's like, Will wrote a song on his personal experience. I think a lot of that has to do with Whitechapel, especially with The Valley and Kin. Those two albums are phenomenal. Like, they should be one album. They should be considered one album, in my personal opinion. I think that Phil and Will have a lot in common when it comes to lyrics and just speaking about personal stuff that they've been through. I love that. And I'm going to give it to Whitechapel for number one. Number two, yeah, I would probably have to give it to Shadow of Intent. With the technical deathcore, the tech deathcore that they have going on here, especially with a lot of these tracks, really bring it in with Shadow of Intent. I had never listened to a single Shadow of Intent album, by the way. We have done an album reaction with Bryce, the drummer, so it was an EP reaction to Bryce's side project, which is Heteromorphic Zoo, and shout out goes to a whole band and sponsoring my channel for the limited amount of time that they did, but it was very, very nice of them to do that. But yeah, very, very reminiscent to them. I've only heard several tracks by this band. I haven't really heard their whole discography, hadn't heard an album, but just by judging from the sound, definitely Shadow of Intent. Number three, from the classical portion, I am giving this to Disembodied Tyrant or Synestia. I think Disembodied Tyrant has more of the classical portion added on to this, and even though the vocals are not as brutal as Blake, in my personal opinion, I think Blake is one of the best metal vocalists in this modern era of deathcore. But yeah, very, very reminiscent of Disembodied Tyrant, except Disembodied Tyrant is very, very dark when it comes to lyrics, and this band is very light. It's like darkness versus light. I love it. It's great. Number three, speaking of Disembodied Tyrant, I'm gonna have to go and give this to Synestia. Yeah, Synestia is an effigy of its own. Sam, the guitarist for this band, is an absolute mastermind when it comes to writing music. He's very, very technical when it comes to his guitars, and his solos are very reminiscent of Adam's solos. I definitely would have to give it to them for sure. And I'm glad that they're finally making their rounds and making a name for themselves as well. I'm gonna have to give this to Mechana. The reason why I'm gonna have to give it to Mechana is because of the choirs. The choirs, the symphonies, everything about this album, it really reminds me of like the new Mechana album. Even though we don't really get the cyber and industrial vibe, I really get the same vibes that I had listening to Mechana. And a lot of people don't even know who fucking Mechana is. So hopefully you go check them out. They're fucking phenomenal. And finally, my final one, Awaken Providence. A lot of these songs really remind me of I Write to You, My Darling Decay album from them that I listened to last year. Very, very reminiscent to them. And it's no coincidence that Will was the vocalist for this band as well. Very, very cool. I love this album, dude. Great album. I'm very happy I bought this album. I normally buy albums just by the singles, listening to singles and hope that the whole album's gonna be good. I got let down with Thornhill. I'm very, very pissed that I bought that, but at the same time, it is what it is. I supported the band. But yeah. Now I'm glad you switched this out as well. Subgenres for this album. I think the number one subgenre for this album is symphonic. It has a lot of symphonic elements, especially from like Epica, Elvati. It even had that the girl at the end, which I thought was Aurora, or it was the lead singer of Calandra, which I would like to know who that lead vocalist was that was singing the girl parts, the female vocals. Very, very interesting. I like that. So yeah, definitely symphonic. I think a lot of his symphonic influence comes from hanging out with Elizabeth from the Charismatic Voice. But at the same time, I like that. I like the evolution that they added. I really want to hear Will sing in tracks in Lorna Shore. I think that that's the missing element that they have to make in their music. It needs to be done because his singing vocals are phenomenal. As much as his screams are phenomenal. But yeah, to each his own. Number 2, Black and Deathcore. Yep, it has more of a more hopeful vibe instead of the nihilistic approach of the previous album. Black and Deathcore for sure in this album. It's all throughout. I don't even have to tell you why. But number 3 is technical. Yeah, it's very technical. It's kind of tech death. I can't really give it to tech death, but it's more technical as far as the guitars and the drums and even the bass, as well as Will's vocals are very technical as well. He does a lot of experimentation with his vocals that go along with the music, and I really, really like that. Ambient. I wasn't expecting this from a Lorna Shore album, but I have a lot of ambient vibes with this whole album, dude. Like the whole album just screams like leaving this earth and going to some place far away. I loved it. I love the synths in this. I love the ambient samples that Josh added into this. Very, very cool. And the final subgenre for this album will go to groove. It's a very, very groovy album. I do agree. A lot of these tracks really just make you want to dance and like just get up and just dance it out and bang your head to it. It really reminded me of Shadow of Intent, like I said. And Shadow of Intent, in my personal opinion, is a black and groove death metal band. Or black and deathcore, black and groove deathcore band. Very, very, very cool album. Let's get to this implication. Alright, so you got an old man. It looks like an old man here. He's leaning against an iceberg. Okay. He's surrounded by darkness. It looks like he's in a cave. It looks like that's water that is like melting from the ice. So he's slowly, and even the man himself is melting away. I feel like this is supposed to be the representation of us losing ourselves to depression, to anxiety. The black is overtaking him. The Everblack is overtaking him. It's festering within him. It's coming out of him. And then also in the opposite aspect of that, I think that the darkness is leaving him, and he's just finally restoring who he was once. Who he once was. So it could be either end of the spectrum, but I would like to see what ChatGPT has to say about this. I feel the Everblack Festering Within Me is an album that wrestles with mortality, memory, and the fear of being consumed by inner darkness. It explores themes like dementia, environmental collapse, emotional estrangement, and the struggle to remain unbroken in the face of overwhelming internal and external decay. Musically, it's brutal, symphonic, dramatic, a journey through despair towards moments of resistance. I really like this album. My rating, I really like this album. Not a single bad track on this album. Not one. I'm giving this an over 9,000. That's the first time ever I have given Lorna Shore an over 9,000. Last time it was, I believe it was a 50 out of 10. I gave Pain Remains. And to me, that's not as good as an over 9,000. But, dude, this gets an over 9,000. It's amazing. It's amazing. The production, the technicality of the guitars and the drums and the bass, even Will's vocals just really push this up there. It's one of the best albums this year. It's fucking phenomenal. I cannot wait to get my hands on it to do an album recap. Thank you for putting this in, man. Very, very grateful you put this in. I'm very, very grateful for your help in this channel as well. And just I'm very, very grateful that all of you guys that watch this video support my channel. And without you guys, man, this channel wouldn't be nothing. It wouldn't be anything. Thank you for watching. Our next album reaction will be Between the Buried and Me, taking place this Friday at 9 o'clock p.m. Same time, same place. The Great Misdirect. Very, very excited to check this album out. Gibby put in his second album by BT Bam. Very excited to check it out. He said it's one of their best. So I'm excited to check it out. Hope you guys will join me. If this is your first time here, then click the like button, leave a comment, share this around to other Lorna Shore fans, to other Deathcore fans, to other Symphonic fans, to other ambient fans, whatever. Share it around so people know who we are and what we do here. And subscribe. If you want to request an album or a song, a cover, a lesson, I do vocal lessons, guitar lessons, and bass lessons, you can come to Linktree, and also EPs. You can come to Linktree and put in your request. Make sure you email me first, though. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you at the next album reaction. Peace!